Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Kevin Cannon. I'm the CEO with Focus, and we specialize in quantifying human movement. And just to give these guys a favor, if you want to track us and rate the way that we're presenting, you can go to meet.ps/focus. So we think there's a lot of really interesting fitness devices out there. But we know that 99% of, I need you to do this for me, 99% of the innovation that's happened in the fitness space has happened in cardio. There's more than 80 different devices, more than hundreds of different apps that all do the same thing. They track cardio, they track steps, they track running. We think fitness devices can and should offer more. And that's what we do at Focus. Next slide. Focus helps wearables do more. We help them be smarter. Focus writes, designs, develops, and licenses algorithms that automatically detect real exercises. Things like push-ups, crunches, curls, and we can do it on multiple devices. And we're going to show you how we work really quickly here. So what you're going to be seeing here, this is Chris, who's our chief algorithm developer. This is a real-time waveform pulled from the device that he's wearing, and you're looking at the X, Y, and Z axes. And you're going to notice there's a pattern when Chris does curls. But if he switches to a completely different exercise, let's say a shoulder press, you're going to notice a completely different pattern. And what we do at Focus is we train our algorithm to understand what all these different patterns are, and we count these automatically for the users. And it turns out that every exercise has a very unique pattern, even with just 3 axes from an accelerometer. And that's how we work. You wear a bracelet, any bracelet, that's a fitness tracker. We read the data from it, we upload it through our algorithm, and we can tell you exactly what you've done and how many times you've done it. Next slide. Now I want to introduce you right now to our first product. This is Trainr Beta. We launched this back in December. It reads 20 exercises, and it's a fantastic product. But when we started it, we thought, okay, we can count exercises automatically. What more could we do with it? We found that people have a problem guiding themselves through exercises and staying accountable. So we wanted to try to create a personal trainer for your wrist. And what we do ahead of time is we have all of the users run through a diagnostic. And we rate you specifically based on what your diagnostic score is, and we dynamically change your workouts per user, per rep, per set, per rest period, automatically, dynamically. Because we know that not everybody is the same. Not everyone should have the same exact workout. Somebody like Elise might have a stronger upper body than somebody like Gene, and then somebody like Jason downstairs might be able to do 50 push-ups and then only rest 10 seconds before doing 45 lunges. And now I want to show you the application. So this is Chris. Chris is our avatar. Chris is our road warrior. He's very busy all of the time. I know that he is, and he travels a lot, and he doesn't have a lot of time to work out. So what he's decided to do is use Trainr, because he doesn't like cardio activities as much as he likes training activities. And need the screen. Give us 1 second. Almost there. So close. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. All right, so what Chris has done is he's using the Trainr program right now. Can you guys see that? Okay. Maybe go back. Yeah. No demo? Maybe?
So tell us about what we're about to see, Kevin.
Okay. All right. So I just want to make sure the demo will work. What you're going to be seeing is we have the application, and it's running right now. And Chris is on February 26th of his workout program. It's a 21-day burn. And it lists the exercises for him automatically and tells him what he'll be doing along with the rest periods. And if we hit start, it'll show him the workouts that he's going to be doing, and it shows him step-by-step how to perform each exercise in the form that he should be using. And once we reach this point, Chris can actually drive the application completely from the watch by itself. So what we're going to do today, the app says 5 crunches and 5 push-ups, but how many do you want him to do? Just so you know that we're not gaming the system, just throw out a number. Between 5 and 10, not like 99. 9? All right, so Chris is going to do 9 push-ups, and he'll start the application. It'll count him down, and when it's ready, he'll start doing push-ups. And as he's doing these push-ups, what you're seeing is we're gathering the data from the device and we're porting it over to the phone. And as we're accruing it, we're learning from what Chris is doing, And when he actually finishes the exercises, he'll hit the stop button on the watch, and then we'll automatically compute how many he did. And the readout is 11. So I know this looks like the demo failed, but what actually is happening, this is how we learn. It turns out that people move the same way that they speak. There's different dialects, there are different mechanisms that people use. So this isn't just us failing, this is us learning how Chris moves specifically. Because what he's going to do is edit the count, and then we're going to upload the waveform automatically to our database along with the count error. And we're going to use that to design a better algorithm over time for Chris specifically. So now he's going to do crunches. Does anyone have a number for crunches for Chris? No? We'll do, let's say 6. How's that? Do 6 crunches? No, not 100. So he's going to do 6 crunches. And again, focus is reading the information coming from the watch, sending it to the device, and we're learning from what he's doing. And once he's done with it, he'll hit the stop button, and we'll see what he did. And it said 8. So once again, we're 2 off. Typically, what we're off is around 1 or 2, and it's because people set up and recover from exercises differently. The way I move down for a push-up or a crunch might be different from the way Chris does it. Again, we're going to save this data to the database and improve this over time. And then when he's done with it, we automatically count down the rest period, again, that's specific for him. Go back to the presentation. Back. And one more thing that I want to show you guys is you've already seen the waveforms, but one of the things we want to notice about this is if you look at these 5 crunches, what's specifically different about the last curl? Excuse me. You guys tell what that might be? It's high-frequency vibrations. It actually represents strain. It's fatigue. It's when a user hits a point where they can no longer do the exercise. So not only can we count the exercise the user is doing, we can determine that at fatigue points, which means we can determine exertion, which means from a coaching and training standpoint, we can keep an athlete from overtraining or someone's in physical therapy, potentially preventing failure. Next slide. So that's Trainr. We have real exercises, we have personalized training programs, we have adaptive workouts, and we have guidance and prediction rather than just counting. And we think it's a fantastic application that's going to get a lot better over time. And we're also on multiple devices. We currently launched on the Galaxy Gear 1.0 in December, but right now, in our office, we're working already on the Galaxy Gear 2, the Galaxy Gear Neo, the Galaxy Gear Fit. We work on the Smartwatch 2, the Smartwatch Core, and the Pebble smartwatch as well. We'll be releasing Android applications, and we'll be releasing iOS applications very, very soon. We're also in talks with companies like Nike and in companies like Jawbone to be doing betas with them. We think this is an explosive space. What you guys have seen happen in cardio, this evolution has gone from manual entry and manual tracking to actually automatic tracking. And this has happened because of the advent of sensors to the space. We think in the future, the same kind of evolution is going to happen to training and exercises. We think you're going to have smart coaching, you're going to have smart training and smart physical therapy and accountable care. And we know it's an explosive space. If you guys have seen any of the research, this is the ABI research, and it points that 145 million fitness devices will be sold in 2018. And this is a very large number. And if we make it a little bit more tangible, the United States right now has 52 million gym members. Of those 52 million gym members, 28.6 million of them participate in anaerobic activities. These are people that don't just do cardio or they just do anaerobic activities. That's a large market. And we know also that people spend around $38 a month for a gym membership. We know that in the personal training market of 7 million people, they spend around $54 per session. And we also know that fitness DVDs cost around $25 a DVD. So we think at Focus, offering a premium product that adjusts with the user, that helps them train efficiently and effectively, we can charge $8 a month. So combining the last slide and this slide creates a market around $2.6 billion. And keep in mind, that's only considering people that do training exercises at the gym. And we have a fantastic team. My name is Kevin, and I have 10 years of product design and development experience at companies like New Balance and Vans and Apple. My co-founder, Grant, has 6 years of operations experience and educational and behavior change experience, as well as an amazing story. He's not here today, but if he was, he could tell you about how he grew up as a obese little child and turned into a high school athlete. And then our development team is really, really good at adapting to new devices and adapting to new software because we have a very complicated algorithm we have to run sometimes at 10 hertz and sometimes at 100 hertz. And we have some amazing advisors. Michelle Promaleko is the editor-in-chief of Women's Health magazine. If you guys know Tracy Anderson, you'll recognize her from potentially some of the DVDs she's made. If you don't know her, you might recognize her work. She trained Gwyneth Paltrow. She trained Jake Gyllenhaal. She trained people and other people. Susan Paley, who's the CEO for Bates, is an advisor, and we also have a great advisor in DFJ Frontiers and Scott Lynette. And we're raising $1.5 million to take us 15 months while we adapt our algorithm and we get smarter over time. We want to also quadruple the offering on the open devices that we're participating in. We want to integrate the new sensors that have become available just the other day, like heart rate and skin salinity. And we want to adapt specifically so that we're ready for devices like the Google Gym and the iWatch, which potentially could launch in October. And we're also hiring. If you are, or if you know anybody who's a fantastic algorithm developer that wants to deal with dark data that hasn't been really accessible before these sensors became popular, let us know. We want to hire you, we want to work with you, and that's it. My name is Kevin, and we are Focus. You guys have any questions? Right now we're in LA. And strategically, because there's more gym members, more personal trainers, and more gyms per capita than any other city in the US. Else? No?
Other questions?
Okay, thank you.
No? Oh, come on. I know you guys have stuff you want to know about this. This is a really freaking cool product. You got to have some questions. You look like you're on the verge. No? Hey, there you go.
Do I run my whole system through your app, or is
Yeah.
it integrated with?
No, that's a great system. And one of the things that we're dealing with right now is this is a nascent industry as far as these open platforms. And if you've used the gear, it works very similar to the phone. So you have the gear, and you go onto the gear store, and then the Focus application shows up underneath. You just search for it, and that's it. And it automatically downloads to your phone, and it automatically downloads through the watch.
Follow-up question from that. Can
Yeah.
I use it with my Misfit Shine, or do I download an app to my iPhone?
Say again?
Can I use it with my Misfit Shine, or?
That's the problem with the closed platforms right now is there's more than 80 devices that are closed that we can't access. We're actively talking to as many OEMs that we can implement with. You'd have to talk to Sony to tell them you liked what we were doing. Thanks.
Other questions? Yeah. Sorry, okay. Talk to us more about your user acquisition strategy. Are you really targeting trainers that are already working with people? Is this for individuals to eventually have a lower cost solution to not need to go to a gym and seek out professional training?
Yeah. No,
Personal training? Sorry.
No, that's a fantastic question. If anyone here knows or understands fitness, fitness is all about understanding that you can do it yourself. It's about believing that somebody's done it before you and that same result can happen to you. Efficacy is extremely important. So one of the things that we're doing is we're running a 25-person beta right now over 60 days with people so that we can prove our methodology works. The other thing that we're doing is we're engaging in the celebrity trainers in the LA area to help push our product. People like Tracy, people like Ashley Conrad, who are partners with this. Simone Delarue, if you like Sandra Bullock, that's Simone. And we think by going through them, that's going to be the best way to get word of mouth and best way to prove that we're an accurate and effective technology.
Sorry if I missed this. Are you hiring?
Yes, we're definitely hiring.
Who are you looking for?
Algorithm developers, front-end developers, and anyone that wants to work with iOS or that loves this type of dark data development.
Do they need to be in LA or could they be remote?
We'd love them to be in LA.
Other questions? I know you guys got them. Tell us a little bit about your roadmap. Where are you going with this? What kind of conversations are you having with hardware manufacturers to deal with this closed problem?
Yeah, so to give you an idea, this is one of our roadmaps. So we're developing more and more algorithms over time, and we're developing more and more exercises for our catalog. We're also pushing into new and new devices. Like he mentioned, the closed device is very hard to get into, but we want to be able to be ready on time for the iOS launch, potentially for the iWatch. One of the things that we're really excited about is Pebble's new open API that gives us access to its accelerometer and also their store, which wasn't available before. They actually gave us access to their API back in August, but it wasn't robust enough for us to play with. But now we have a working app in our office.
One more.
Yeah.
So a lot about fitness and what you're talking about has direct correlation with diet. Is that on your roadmap, like to how to integrate
No,
diet
that's
programs?
actually a really, 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 really good question. So one of the things that we're doing
Yeah, we can
is
switch that over.
we want to integrate with partners like MyFitness and MyFitnessPal, who we've already talked to, giving us some access to what they're doing. And one of the things, I'm going to step it down in front of the screen because I like this. Okay, nothing's up. But at the end of the application, one of the most important things is doing supplements and hydrating and reminding yourself when you need to eat. And some of our celebrity trainers will actually text their clients at specific times to let them know what to eat and what diet they're on. We want to get to that level. That's not our core competency, but that's something that's definitely in our roadmap.
Last question.
I can hear you.
How are you going to actually prove that this works? Like, is there a study you're going to do? Is there something you're going to publish to actually prove that it works?
Which part do you want us to prove?
Just the fact that the readings are accurate, the guidance is
Yeah.
relevant.
No, that's a really good question. That's one of the reasons we're doing the beta. So the athletic program, none of us in the company should be designing training programs for people. We know that. And that's why we've partnered with a lot of the celebrity trainers, the kinesiologists, the physiologists that we're working with to develop programs for people. And they're going to help us develop the algorithm that's going to do these automated adjustments for people. I think it's going to take some time before we can really prove with certainty that it works. We all know that P90X will work. If you work out 90 minutes a day, you'll lose weight. But we want to be more specific than that. I think it's going to be something that happens over time that we publish.
Any last question? Give it up for Kevin and Focus Trainer.